does. He really endured just unimaginable travel difficulties last year and refused to give up on the event, pressed his way to get here and delivered a dynamic presentation, not just for our young filmmakers, but I think there were lessons in that for everyone in the theater. And so we're really excited about having him back. It is my honor to introduce to some and present to others our keynote speaker. He is a native of Washington, D.C., and he was first bitten by the acting bug while attending C.D. Hilton High School in Woodridge, Virginia. The head of the drama department there, Julie Clark, gave him a push, because we all need a push every now and then, to get on stage. And later, while attending Longwood College, the late Pam Arkin, the theater department chair there, encouraged him, pushed him again to major in this subject. Taking her advice, he went on to receive a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Performance. 6 months after graduating from college, having been bitten thoroughly by that bug, he packed his bags and moved to Los Angeles, California. And after arriving there, he continued to work as an aspiring actor, acquiring opportunities through several national commercials and print ads, as well as guest starring in several TV shows. Now drawing on over 20 years of experience being a working actor in Hollywood, the many lessons that he's learned, in addition to spending 9 seasons, let me say that again, spending 9 seasons as C.I. Kendall on TNT's top-rated cable series, The Closer and Major Crimes, while pursuing his master's degree and working as a high school special education teacher in South LA. This actor, educator, and motivator delivers a message that encourages and, yes, will challenge each of our creatives, and I suspect will challenge each of us who are in the auditorium today. Our keynote speaker also uses his teaching and speaking skills to promote a program that he co-founded alongside a curriculum he created called Winning at the Money Game that teaches elementary, middle, and high school students financial literacy through the game of basketball. In 2020, he launched an online masterclass for actors called actforaliving.com and has released an autobiography now called Dear Starving Artist, Get Something to Eat. This gentleman uses a high energy, a sense of humor, personal stories, and perspective to inspire and encourage audiences to make the impossible possible. We're going to run a little quick clip here.
Another phone call. Ransford, you're on BET tonight.
Yes, hello. Michael, the reason why I'm calling, I just graduated from Longwood College, and I'm trying to pursue a career in acting.
If you understand acting as a business, if you understand this is a business first, it can shave years off of your quest.
Today, he is accompanied by his wife, his lovely wife, Jessica, film enthusiasts, and guests. Please, let's have a warm, hearty welcome for Ransford Doherty.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, folks? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Listen, I know some of us are not morning people, but oh well, I'm back. You are stuck with me again, this beautiful, magnificent array of sunshine. Okay, look, before we get this party started, folks, we gotta do one quick shout out. Okay, let's give a shout out to Sean Knight. Everybody give it up for Sean Knight. Thank you, my brother, for giving me this opportunity to speak with these awesome students, all right? Let's give it up for our tech crew up there, right there. Let's give it up to our sound, our lights, our crew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We see you, we see you. Give it up to them. All right, what I like to do next, I like to do something called roll call. So my first is I'd like to give a shout out to our parents and teachers who are here. Give it up for our parents and teachers. Okay. Yeah, I got a little song for y'all. Go ahead, teachers. Go ahead. This is your jam back in the day, okay? All right. Next up, where are our ninth graders at? Our ninth graders here. Give it up for our ninth graders, folks. Yes. 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 In fact, you get this. You're going to get this. There you go. There you go, ninth graders. That's y'all. Y'all are in for a treat. Ninth graders, you have no idea what's in store for you. Matter of fact, you got about 3 more of these film festivals left of your high school career, and then it's a wrap after that. That's it. It's a wrap. I'll let you know now. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. Where are my sophomores who were here last year's ninth graders? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I see you. Oh, hey. Y'all get this? You get the... Then you get the hard. Okay, you got about 2 more of these film festivals left of your high school career, and then it's a wrap after that, a wrap. Okay, where are my juniors at from last year? Where are my juniors at who was here? I see ya, I see ya. Okay, you get the cheer. All right, you got about 1 more of these film festivals left of your high school experience, and then it's a wrap after that. A wrap. And where are my recent 2025 high school graduates at? Where you at? Where you at? I see you! You get this! Okay. Go! Wave your hands, seniors! What? I see you! It's over. Now, folks, I'm not playing. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Did I cut off the slide by accident? Did I push the wrong button? Hold on. My laptop. That happens. That's part of the show, folks. That's part of the show. Here we go. We're not playing. I got y'all. I'm not playing, folks. Seniors, I'm not playing. It's a wrap. And for those of y'all who were here last year, I done warned y'all. Oh, it's over. Remember what's next? But if you forgot, some of y'all who were here last year, I'm going to need some audience participation. Last year, I shared, we did this, 5 solutions to problems that will help you along the way in making your dream of becoming a filmmaker a reality. I'm going to share 5 solutions. That was last year. This is what we shared. If you were here, if you remember, who was here? Raise your hand. Who was here last year? Okay, we're about to find out what y'all learned. Last year I said, don't hate the player.
Hate the game.
No, learn the game. I know. We've been taught to hate the game. Okay, it's okay, but that's good. I love it because I was taught to hate the game. No, learn the game. Some of y'all heard y'all said it. Learn the game. Learn the game, because if you hate the game, you're not willing to learn it. You better learn the game. We're not playing. Okay, lights, camera, action. Come on, everybody. Everybody, come on, y'all filmmakers. Lights, camera, action. Okay? The next one, the third solution I shared was, you are already the part. So focus on being understood. Yes. Everybody's trying to be the part. No, just focus on being understood. You enough. You enough. I said, rejection is what? Part of the way. That's what I'm talking about. It's part of the way, not in the way. Folks, I had 604 auditions. I was told no 559 times. I have a PhD in rejection. Oh, we good, folks. We good. So rejection is part of the way. Y'all gonna deal with that. It's part of the way. Number 5, seniors, breathe. You graduated. It's just new. No, altitude. I know. Because you out in the real world, you're like, for real, no school? Yeah, folks. Yeah, it's just new altitude. Well, today, folks, I got 3 new solutions. This is 2025. I got 3 solutions that I learned along the way that helped me in making my career of becoming a working actor reality that will hopefully help you in your journey as a filmmaker. So here we go. On January 21st, 1993, 4 months and 1 week before graduating C.D. Hilton High School, I got my first and I believe only college acceptance letter, and it goes as follows. Congratulations! We are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted for admission to Longwood College as a political science major for the class entering August 1993. Folks, talk about one of the many highlights of my life. I didn't even know I was going to college, let alone be accepted by one, but there you have it. There's proof. They picked me. No takebacks. However, the elephant in the room is that, as you can see here, Longwood accepted me as a political science major. Why political science major? Well, a lot of my friends who I knew were going to college after they graduated high school, they already had a major that they were going to study, which I thought meant they had their lives figured out. They knew what they wanted to do with their life. So when my peers asked me, yo, what are your plans after you graduate high school? I said, I'm going to college. I'm going to be a political science major. Yeah, I'm trying to go to Longwood College. And that right there, folks, was my first problem. I lied to myself. I lied to a bunch of people around me. Why? I don't know. It was to fit in, survival, wanted to make my parents proud. I was uncomfortable with the great unknown, what lie ahead, and just wanted to know what it felt like to have everything figured out when I clearly didn't. But the why doesn't matter. Folks, I lied to myself. And the first solution, folks, to a bunch of problems you're going to face after you graduate is, one, you got to be, folks, honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, because when you're honest with yourself, a whole world of opportunities will open up in your favor that wouldn't if you continue to lie to the one person who literally has your back the most, and that's you. So how do we get to being honest with ourselves, students? Well, it all starts with a simple question, and I got to give props to my political science professor, William Harbour, on this one, because after taking a look at my grades, he realized, okay, your brother needs some help on this one because they were not good in his class. So it starts with this simple question, and here's the question, folks. If you could study anything in college that you don't have to make a career after you graduate, what would it be? Now, there's some folks in this audience going, I'm not going to college. I don't need to go to college. Fine. All I'm asking then is, if you could study anything while you're here on the planet Earth that you don't have to make a lifelong 9-to-5 job after learning about it, what would it be? Now, the reason why I love this question is it does three things. It disrupts this lifelong program we got drilled in our head that said, no, learning is for performance, and it must lead directly to income. Yeah, learning and exploration. Learning for pleasure? Nah. Learning for growth? Nah. What? Learning and fun do not go together. Reason why, number two, I love that question is it ignites self-discovery, curiosity, excitement. At least, hey, that's what it did for me, all right? And the reason, number three, the reason why I love that question, it removes the pressure of having to make everybody around you happy. Because it has nothing to do about what your family, friends are getting out of you, getting out of your education, which could be peace of mind. I know families like, I'm worried. Status, validation, money. No, see, students, it has to do with what you get out of your education, what you want to get out of life. Now, I know some parents right now are looking at me going, hold on. Why are you telling my child to go to college, spend all that time and my money, okay, or their money, but my money, studying something that they're not going to make a career after they graduate? Come on, why? And my response to that is, relax, let me cook, okay? Let me cook. Y'all kids be saying that, let me cook. So here we go. Let's take a look at my professor's question. If you could study anything in college, study anything in life. See, when he's talking about studying, he's not talking about the studying I was doing in his class, which was, sitting back, passively consuming the information. No, he wanted me to do the kind of studying where, once again, I picked the subject, but he wanted me to engage in it intentionally and personally, where I'm actively pursuing the knowledge of. I take ownership. I immerse myself in it. I create in it. I commit to the curiosity of where it goes and following it wherever it leads. That, again, I don't have to make a career after I graduate. Look, when I thought about it, look, acting was the choice for me. Why? Because it has nothing to do about how much money I'm going to make. It has to be about what I wanted to do, what piqued my interest, what I wanted to pour into. Heck, a 12th grader recently saw me in a hallway in high school and was like, Mr. Doherty, man, I want to study acting in college, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I don't know if I want to major in it or not. Can I get some advice? So I asked him the same question. If you could study anything in college while you're there that you don't have to make a career after you graduate, what would it be? And since he was being honest with himself, his answer was not acting. No, he was like, oh, study anything? Oh, man, actually, I'd love to do marketing. I'd love to do psychology. I said, well, go study that. That's what piques your interest. That's what you should spend your time pouring into. You see, folks, when you're pouring into something, you're investing your time, your energy, your affection, your encouragement, your attention, your resources into something outside of you with the intention of seeing it develop, grow, thrive. I mean, you're trying to build something here, folks. You not only see value in the thing that you're pouring into, you also are valuable and you have something of value to offer it. I mean, why would you want to be in a relationship with something that you don't even want to be in a relationship? I know students, y'all like, well, because of my parents. I know that feeling. But if it doesn't work out and you try to blame your parents, they can hit you back with and my parents are from Sierra Leone, West Africa, so this is how it would sound. Hold on, don't blame me. Hold on, don't blame me. Don't blame me. You are old enough to make your own decisions. Don't blame me, okay? You are grown, okay? And then you're back where you started. So what were the world of opportunities that opened up for me since I decided to be honest with myself in college? Well, I got to make lifelong friends. We got Diana Driver in the house. This is my classmate, okay? I got to work alongside my peers. I got to travel across the world, overseas. I got to act, read, see great works of art. I got to direct my own plays, my own projects. I invited my friends. I also got to participate in teams, events, and clubs, and I happened to get a college degree along the way. So, folks, in a nutshell, my college experience was a blast. So again, solution number one, be honest with yourself. Because when you're honest with yourself, a world of opportunities, folks, are going to open up for you in your favor that wouldn't if you continue to lie to the one person who has your back literally the most, and that's you. Now, folks, with my degree in my hand at the time in 1998, or it's 1997, but it was 98, demonstrating that I learned everything I possibly could learn about acting without the pressure of having to make it a career, I then got to answer a new question. Should I take what I've learned so far and make a living at it? Try to thrive? Come on. I mean, come on. I got my degree in acting. Should I try to make a living at this? Try to make it a career? Or could I try something new? I mean, I got the degree. Since I was being honest with myself, I'm like, let's try to make it a career. Let's go for this. But trust me, in 1998, folks, I knew what the statistics were to become a working actor and make a living at it. Look, 1998, 2% of actors make a full-time living from acting alone. That's the truth. Yeah. At the time, 10 to 15% of actors earn a decent income, but they need a second job. They need a second job. 85 to 90% of actors, they earn no pay. Can't even find work. And in 2025, at least they're consistent. Same thing, folks. Same thing. But, however, despite the gloomy statistics, actors, a bunch of us, artists, creatives, I know filmmakers, y'all look at the statistics and still go, so you're saying there's a chance? It's like there's a parachute. You're about to jump out of a plane, and the person who's going to help you jump out says, hey, your parachute has an 85% chance of not opening up, and you go, I still want to jump, okay? But getting involved in the industry is not the problem. Oh no, picking this is not the problem. The problem is believing one of the biggest myths of all time, that not only make you a liability to yourself, but an asset to predatory people. And that is this myth. Oh, you don't need no plan B for backup plan. Psh, having a plan B means you've already failed before you even started. And I'm here to tell you, don't believe that myth. You need to have a plan B to Z. All the way, plan B to plan Z. I'm not playing, folks, okay? You need that backup plan. And that's going to be our second solution to a problem you're going to face after you graduate. Now, I know some people are up in arms right now, maybe saying, wait, have a plan B? What you mean? Tyler Perry said, no plan B. But I feel first, before we even talk about what a plan B is, we need to first discuss what a plan A is. See, remember, it's called a plan, not a goal, it's a plan. And a plan is a method one uses to achieve their goal. And since we're talking about a plan A, that's your preferred method, your top choice of methods to achieving one's goal. For example, we're filmmakers. Your plan A, your top choice, your preferred method you like to use when filming is getting the lighting, the sound, the actor's best performance all on the first take. I mean, that's okay as a plan A. You want that. I understand. Heck, when I go to bed, my preferred method is peacefully and comfortably. It's okay to have that plan A. However, when I went into Hollywood, I had a plan A as well. My plan A was to leave Pennsylvania at the time after I graduated from Longwood. Leave Pennsylvania, go to Hollywood, and get discovered by an agent, then make millions of dollars my first few years in TV and film. But the problem was, see, what happened was, I had no job, no money, no car, so I needed a what? Plan B. A plan B. Another second preferred method, a second top choice to achieving my goals, because my plan A was not only not possible, it was irrational and illogical. In fact, I needed a plan B, and if the plan B didn't work out, I needed a plan C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. And I know some students are right now going, well, what if you use all the letters of the alphabet? Put some letters together. You got plan LOL and plan supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. No matter the case, having a plan B does not mean you've admitted you're going to fail before you even started. It just means you're admitting there's more than one way to achieving your goals. And if eventually, if you stick with your plan B to plan Z, you're going to reach your goals. Now, I know some folks will go, okay, come on, you want some proof? Okay, I'm going to show you my plan B to plan Z. In fact, I said plan A, so here we go, plan A. I was like, move to Hollywood, get discovered. I'm walking around like nobody's discovering. Plan A is not going good. That plan of getting discovered did not work. So I said, okay, how about this? Whoosh. Work at plan B, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That was my first job, even as a theater major, okay? I know. I got hired at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. What I loved about Enterprise Rent-A-Car, the slogan is, we'll pick you up. I'm driving around LA, picking up actors, filmmakers, asking them, how'd you make it? How'd you make it? They all kept saying the same thing. Don't give up, don't quit, don't give up, don't get. So I'm learning about LA. It was awesome. But they would not allow me to go on auditions. So, I needed a new plan. Plan C. I'm going to quit Enterprise. I'm going to do temp work. I love temp work. It was flexible. It allowed me to pursue auditions, but the work was you work 1 week here, stop working. Work 3 days here, stop working. Maybe 2 weeks here, and then if I had an audition, I was getting fired all the time. So, and as you can see, I'm making $1,600 a month doing temp work. After paying up my bills, which is $15, I have $5 left. I know. That's why I say dib starting or just get something to eat. Oh, get something to eat. So I said, okay, try a different plan. Plan D, become a substitute teacher. Ding, 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 ding. I love this, I love this, I love this. Okay, here's, at the time, in year 2000, minimum wage was $5.75 an hour. I know some of y'all like 15, like, dang, you live off of $5. Yes, that was in California, $5.75. Now, since I had my college degree, that was required to become a substitute teacher. I went from $5.75 an hour to 4 times that, $27 an hour. Not only was I able to make more money, I got to save, invest. I also got to thrive creatively. I got to build a solid financial foundation for me. But I got to tell you, teaching did more than just allow me to act. It got to feed my spirit. I got to feed my soul. Man, you don't understand. I got to give back to y'all. I got to give back to my community. Also, it allowed me to walk into auditions not reeking of this odor of desperation, where I'm going to compromise who I am for this carrot of fame. And what's so beautiful, after 25 years of acting, I'm not only going to be able to collect retirement from acting, I also collect retirement from teaching. This is the gift that kept on giving. Okay, folks, so that's why when I say, and I'm taking a look out here, I made $26,000 as an actor. I still couldn't survive. Luckily, I had the teaching. As you can see, it kept on getting better. Everything's going well. So again, have a plan B, the plan Z for backup plan. Because it doesn't mean you've admitted you're going to fail before you even started. It just means you've admitted there's more than one way to achieving your goals. Now, I know I'm up here giving you all these solutions, folks, but I have made my fair share of mistakes. Oh, I made some big mistakes, some huge mistakes. The first mistake was a crypto scam that a friend informed me about. Yeah, it was a coworker at work with my teacher friends. They're like, yo, you need to join this thing called Metafy Yielders. At the time, I had $21,000 of Bitcoin at the time. I was like, they said, you can double it. All you got to do is load it off for 30 days. Well, after 15 days, the website disappeared. Half my money had gone. Then I had a family member that said, hey, won't you join my trucking company? Join my trucking company. Hey, it just costs $25,000 for a semi-truck. You buy that semi-truck, then we're going to loan that truck out to other drivers. And then if you get your CDL license, which I spent another $8,000 for 2 different classes to be an official truck driver, you can make more money off of that. And then this family member said, hey, this was going to be so awesome. You can name this truck that you just purchased. Name it. I said, I want to name it Thank You, Thank You, Thank You. I named it Thank You first to thank God for this opportunity. Then the second thank you was to thank my family member, like, yo, thank you, my family. And the last thank you was to thank myself for this awesome opportunity. Come to find out, this trucking company never existed. And then I found out at the end, oh, you don't own the truck, I own the truck. Say, what? So, folks, what did I want to do? I'm not going to lie, I was angry, I was hurt. I had this resentment. I felt embarrassed, I felt ashamed, but that wasn't the problem. I beat myself up. You're stupid. Don't you see what happened? Like, you couldn't check out how you trusted so people. You know what? This is what you get. You get what you deserve. And I needed a solution, folks. And the solution is you got to use AAA, not the roadside assistance. Right here, you got to acknowledge, accept, advance, okay? When you make mistakes, folks, how you respond to those mistakes carries a lot more than having this perfect performance in life. Because, folks, you're going to make some mistakes. You got to check how you respond to them. And I like using AAA. I had to acknowledge first that, hey, first of all, I was getting greedy. I trusted the wrong people. I didn't trust my instincts. Especially when your instincts are going, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I made that mistake. I didn't even do due diligence. I got to acknowledge that. Accept. Folks, I had to accept that you ain't getting the money back. You're not getting the money back. I also had to accept that the friendships that I thought I had weren't healthy. The family relationships I thought I had weren't healthy. But there's another thing when you guys go through your challenges as filmmakers. I had to also accept this thing called, and please, you're going to have to do this even with your projects. You might be financing something. It may not go the way you want. You also have to accept when you make a mistake, folks. Self-forgiveness, compassion, grace. Now, just because I'm sitting there accepting doesn't mean I'm letting myself off the hook. I'm just not going to be beating myself up anymore, letting this shame, guilt, anger weigh me down. I'm not going to be angry about it. I got to let that go. But once you get to acceptance, you got to advance. Oh, you got to advance. You got to move on. You got to move forward, folks. Yeah, I could either focus on what I lost or I could focus on what I gained. And I gained a whole heck of a lot out of it. For example, the trucking or the crypto scam. I did gain some things out of that. I gained patience. I gained awareness about doing due diligence, but I also gained this thing called I'm able to say no without feeling any guilt or shame. Watch this. No. 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 I don't need you to like me. It's okay. I'm good at saying no. Out of the trucking scam, the trucking scam happened in Dallas, because I flew out from Los Angeles to Dallas to be around family and friends. And what was awesome was I went on my first Bumble date while I was out there, and it was with Jessica, who's in the audience, who was my fiance last year. She's now my wife. We're about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary in like 7 days. So I got a new family. We got an awesome dog named Duke. I'm working at the Playground Theater acting program. I'm a teacher in Texas. Texas is now my home. Folks, there's so many opportunities open up for me. That wouldn't if I continue to hold on to that past. So again, the third solution, and folks, it is our final solution, is, again, use AAA when you make a mistake, acknowledge, accept, and advance. But I ain't gonna give y'all only 3 solutions. I'm lying. I got one more solution, okay? I actually do. Because I know I'm sitting here giving you all this advice. I'm sitting here saying, all right, folks, be honest with yourself. Have a plan B, the plan Z. When you make a mistake in life, use AAA, acknowledge, acceptance, and advance. And all this advice I've given you students, none of y'all may feel like using any of it. In fact, a majority of the time when you're going for your dreams, artists, filmmakers, creators, you're not going to feel like doing any of the work. 85% of the time, you're going to feel like sabotaging yourself, procrastinating, quitting. And that doesn't include even what the haters are going to be doing to you. And the only solution in my 25 years of acting that has helped me time and time again, also as a teacher, has helped me time and time again. The only solution when you don't feel like doing the work, just do the work. I don't care if you don't feel like it. Do the work. Do the work. It has always helped me time and time again. You got to remember, students, you picked this business. You picked this field, not the other way around. And if you're expecting everyone else around you to care more about your dreams, your goals, it's foolish and a waste of time. If it was someone else's, maybe I get it. But this is your dream. We are here today because we took the action. Okay? We did the work. And when you do the work, folks, you then have earned the right to now provide solutions to the next generation of VHSL film students. You can help them solve their problems in their dream of making a living at being a filmmaker. Thank you, folks. I am done with this speech. I'm out. Okay.
All right, come on, let's have another round of applause for Ransford
Thank
Doherty.
y'all. Brother Sweating Bullets. Woo!
So Ransford's going to field some questions from you, from filmmakers as well as audience members alike. We do ask if you would try to project your question. We don't have microphones in the audience, so try to project your question so that the rest of us can hear and so that Ransford can hear your question.
Yes, sir.
So, as an actor, have you worked at all in Atlanta? Because I know you said stuff about Hollywood. Have you worked at all in Atlanta?
No, I have not worked in Atlanta. And what was so beautiful, I love that it's 2025 and you're using the city, Atlanta, as an example. Because at the time, Atlanta wasn't even an option in 1998. So, no, I have not got to work out in Atlanta at all, to answer your question. But I'd like to share, okay, what a lot of students may face, because Atlanta is an